Hi, it's Berta here again, and today I'm doing a video response to Christine and Celeste hashtag called Tarot First, Last and Always. I will put the link to Christine and Celeste video down below in the description. And I promise I'll try to do this video short and sweet. I know it's not very easy with me, but I will try. Well, I have actually chosen the two first decks. It's just because I have, first let's start from the beginning. This is the deck that I have purchased before as a first one when I was, I don't know, 14 or 15 years old. These are the bags. But I really, I don't even know the name of the deck or who has created it. I'm not sure, really not. I have done some research. I think I have found it once, but I have lost it again. Nevertheless, these are pretty much black and white. This is the Fool. Maybe not the Minor Arcana. This is the Two of Pentacles. I hope you can see it. It's not very good light in here, even though we have a daylight. Let me see if I have some. Yeah, this is the Hermit. Five of Pentacles, so this is pretty much Pip deck. Yeah, but this is not the video for showing you the whole deck. Nevertheless, this was the deck I have purchased as a first one. I have even put, sorry, I didn't mean to use the other fingers. I have even put some of the keywords on the top and the bottom of the cards, but it's still the deck. I didn't use it for divination. Of course, I have tried to play with it and use the spreads for myself, even for others, but it didn't work. So I pretty much I have just closed the deck in a box, and it's just lying there ever since. Who knows? I will never burn it. I will never throw it away because this was my first deck ever, and it has begun my whole journey with it, because then it has started to ask, I don't know how to even say it. After that, I was asking even more questions. I wanted to know more. I wanted to read more. And at that time, there was no internet in here, at least in our neighborhood. So I didn't have any internet, so I couldn't find much more informations. Nevertheless, who knows? Maybe in the future I'll use this deck more. Maybe it will give me some meaning. Even though I haven't used it, I really love the images on it, because I really love the sketchy drawings. I really like these kind of images, and I hope I will use this deck more in the future. Who knows? Not for now. My first deck that I have bought and use it for myself, use it for others, was, of course, no surprise here, Rider-Waite Tarot. I have even bought at that time a book together with this deck, just to help me understand all the key. Actually, it's even called the Picture Key to the Tarot by Waite, and it's also said the fragments of the secret tradition behind the divination curtain. That's how it's called in Polish. And it was really great. Yeah, you can see I have even got some of the flags standing out of the book. It's because I have really used it at that time a lot. But it's not my favorite deck. Nevertheless, not so long time ago, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I have checking my decks, and then I was thinking, okay, let me try to use it for a moment to see if they are still not very much for me. And then it's appeared that it has changed, and it has changed completely. I have used the spread, it was actually a Celtic cross, and then I noticed that the cards are giving me totally another stories. They are giving me not only the book stories, not only the main meanings, but also the ones beneath. The connections were starting to play with another stories. So I'm going to use these cards much more in not so long time. So that was my first deck. My last deck, of course, it's again not true, because the last decks, it was actually 7 of them I have purchased in one auction, but I haven't used them for divination yet. I'm still, of course, I have made few of the reviews, like a pagan tarot or Egyptian tarot, but these were not the decks that I have already used. But the one I have bought for using, and I have used, and then I noticed that these are wonderful cards, is the Tarot. It's made by Renata Lechner, and it is really beautiful deck. I have seen, I have saw the first time this deck. I really don't remember where it was exactly, but it was a YouTube video when the person was using a month horoscope, and she was using a Tarot, and then I was really in love with this deck, and it didn't took me that much time to buy it, and these are beautiful. Nevertheless, I know the light is rather poor in here, but the dark are also rather dark, not in a meaning, just in the color. But these are the backs. These are the backs. They are not fully the same in both ways if you do reversals, but yeah, this is the full. I hope you can see in here the 12 zodiacs in here. He or she, actually, in this case, she's going out of the stone gates. These are really great images. This is 9 of Pentacles, right? Yes. I'll just try to. I have to show you. Something. The major arcana are amazing. This is the Tower. But I'm looking for the Devil. Oh, I know I cannot find the Devil just because I'm sure you have noticed, or maybe you have noticed, I have several different cards put all over, and also from these. This is the Devil, and I have to show you it from the close. It is really great card. And this is the Star. And the reason why I have put all those cards, here is the Marseille, surprisingly the Marseille, is the Universal, the Pagan, this deck I don't remember, even an Osho, it's over there. It's just because I'm practicing a new method of calculating my month card. And there are two different ways of calculating, so that's why in one counting it is the Devil, in one counting it is the Star. And these are the cards for June. So let's see, I'm just making a little experiment to see which of the card is actually my month card. But this is the Tarot, is the new one, and I know I will use it more. I am using it quite a lot, but I know I will use it even more because it's a wonderful deck, and I know it's very easy to work with it, at least for me. And my forever deck, and this might be a surprise, I don't know, but many of the people likes it, many of the people just don't feel it. For me, is the Tarot. These are a little smaller deck than the Rider-Waite, but this is the deck special for me. First of all, I remember when I was purchasing this deck, it was pretty much the last on my list. I think I have already mentioned it in one of the videos. It was really on the last position on my list, and I really didn't thought that I would buy it because it is pretty much a pip deck. This is the 6 of Wands. Yeah, this is the 4 of Swords. Of course, they do have keywords, but to be honest, I'm not using these keywords. Even though in this particular case, this is 4 of Swords and it says truce, I would say many of the keywords are actually okay. This is the 2 of Pentacles, and it is change. And actually, I call it the wind of change is starting. And it is, even though this is a pip deck, even though it has so many different elements in the deck, in the cards, I really like it. from the few reasons. First of all, the deck has shown me that you can actually read the cards in many different levels. Okay, these are not the best for me to go deeper into myself, like with the spiritual reading or these kind of things. But anyway, you can still read at many different levels. I know you, of course, at the beginning when I have put my hands on this deck, it was pretty much the book meaning, or maybe not the book meaning, but the surface meaning. Then I noticed when you put them in the spread, then they are starting to connect with each other. But I remember one of the first spreads I have used these cards for, I think it was the Celtic Cross, and I was sitting on the chair and they have discussed about the cards, and then I have just put myself back in the chair and I look on those cards from the distance, and then I was, wow, you can still see a lot of different elements. Of course, the elements of like fire, water, air and earth, but also the colors, also the another connection. So these cards have many meanings. I love this deck from one more reason. This was really the deck who allowed me, and I hope it will keep going like this, to use any other deck in the future. Because I remember when I have bought Rider-Waite deck, it was, oh my god, I can't go through, and I have seen many videos that how the people were dealing with these struggles, that you can't actually go past the standard Rider-Waite into another decks. And I remember I had the same at the beginning, and then I decided to use this one. I don't know how, even though this was my last on my list. But I'm really glad that I have purchased them. I'm really glad that I have worked with them, and I know I have only one deck like this, but I'm just thinking to buy another one, maybe smaller or maybe even larger. I don't know, but I'm using them a lot, and I don't like them too big, because when I'm doing a spread, a little bigger spread, then I don't have a huge table. Mostly I'm doing it here at my desk, but I think it's going to be really to have them a little smaller. Really good to have them a little smaller. But I know I'll buy this deck, and I know I will use this deck pretty much forever, because this has a lot of meaning. It has changed my point of view into tarot so much that I will show you something, and maybe you haven't heard about it, but for me it's a huge. It has even allowed me to turn into the Marseille, which for me it is really one of the deck that I knew I will never turn to, but I have started to understand this the Marseille cards in totally another way. I know there are many creators of the Marseille Tarot. I really don't know. This is Los Carabero. I don't know what it is, who has created, but these are the bags. And these are rather big cards. And this deck is only the major arcana. And that was actually perfect for me to start with this, because this is the Fool. Because it is still difficult for me to focus on those on this deck. It's the Sun. Look, this is beautiful. And then I have noticed, I have watched the video not so long time ago, that I have noticed that there are many differences. Hold on. There are many differences in here, even in the amount of the drops. You can see from the Sun, here is, I think, 11, and it's supposed to be, in the original, it's supposed to be 13. So I'm even noticing the differences between. So I really hope that I will use this deck more, and I know there are many people who are telling all the good things about the Marseille Tarot, but it was just because of the Thoth that has changed my point of view, changed my approach to tarot, not only as a divination and just strictly answer questions, because I am rather sharp and precise person, and I like to answer the questions you know, pretty much right away. But then it was the Thoth Tarot that makes me think in the tarot as something more than just a divination tool. So that was pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but this was the tarot tag called Tarot First, Last and Always, and it's again held by Christine and Celeste, and I will put the link down below in the description box, so you can definitely, and I recommend that you are going to that you shall see and visit her channel. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.